Welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we're recapping and reviewing Love Island USA Season 2 Episode 15. So once again we are back in the glamorous city of Las Vegas, where we have, of course, two separate villas. We have the villa and Casa Amora, and we got a lot to unpack, especially with one particular couple, one particular person. So I'm going to do it like I typically do. We're going to talk about the couples, but in this case with their interactions with the newbies. So the first couple that we're going to talk about that's not really a couple is Carrington and Kirsten. With Kirsten, she was having a conversation with regards to the fact that she was still thinking about Carrington and misses him even though they broke up, But Pat, which is a newbie, is also showing interest. And, she's open to, finding out some conversation and getting to know and see if there's a connection with Pat. I don't see it yet. Granted, they just started talking, maybe because we haven't really gotten to see a lot of content on these two. So it remains to be seen whether they have some compatibility. And we just didn't get a lot at all today on Carrington. So basically, we just have Kirsten having conversation about how much she misses Carrington. So I know you, obviously, Kirsten, you really feeling some kind of way about Carrington, but Carrington is just not there with you. Maybe try to explore this opportunity for a connection with Pat, or even open up to some of the other guys, but you got to let, Carrington go. All right. All right, so now we can just pop on to another couple because there wasn't a lot with those two. So this next couple we're talking about is Calvin and Maura and their interactions with the newbies. And with Calvin, he had a lot of interaction with Faith today. She was talking about, how she's attracted to him and he's attracted to her, and really her freckles and her eyes were appealing to him. He also was saying how he's a really giving individual. She saw that he was very spontaneous, which she was surprised by that. And he even said he had a wild side. Now, guys, I don't know. I don't see that in him. He could. We haven't seen it yet. But it's going to be interesting to see what Faith and him have in common, but there's a little something there. We'll see. But then there was also on the other side with Moira, she was having some conversation with Aaron and fixing grilled cheese sandwiches. Aaron was interested in having a sandwich fixed for him, and she was more than happy to oblige. And they were both talking about how they're both interested in having some conversation, see if there's a connection. What do you think about these two, Aaron and Moira? I mean, I'm not sure yet. I think Moira is still all in with Calvin. I don't know where Calvin is. I mean, it's going to be interesting. I mean, Calvin did say that Moira challenges him, for him to, really much be himself. But I don't know about these two. I mean, if I had a choice, I would prefer Calvin to be with Moira. I really think they got something that they can really build upon. I really don't know a lot about Aaron as of yet. And to even see a connection with Moira, and the same thing with Faith. I don't know about any of the newbies. I've been reading you guys' comments, and I don't know about these newbies and whether or not they fit with any of the the current original members or cast. So, yeah, I'm not feeling this couple. But, hey, who knows? Anything could come out of that. Moira might explore it, but, she's a little reserved. Especially after everything that happened with James. She's opened up a lot before this whole Casa Amora thing with Calvin. But we'll see what happens with those two. So then we have Justine and Caleb, and we're going to talk about Justine first. Justine also had some conversation with Aaron, and she was basically saying how she wanted to see what all of the boys have to offer. She had her eye on Aaron, and when she was talking to him, she told him about what her love language is with regards to physical touch, and that she was really smitten by him because of the fact that he had touched her. And they really also got on the subject about their family and their family background. Aaron says that he was surrounded by he has a lot of sisters and women in his family, so he really know how to treat a lady. He was an uncle at the age of 6 and have 13 nieces and nephews, and his family is very diverse. So there's many cultures and races in his family. And then Justine mentioned how she is originally from the Tonga, and her family was a refugee in Kenya before coming to the United States. And she even speak the language from back home. So that was cool. And she actually had said something in her native language that he understood. So they have some form of a connection to start off right there. But I still think that part of her is still with Caleb. So let's talk about Caleb. And Caleb had interactions with Cher. And Cher is like, well, hey, Caleb, where are you with everything? I know you with Justine, but are you open? And Caleb was like, yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm feeling Justine. I like what we have, but yeah, I'm open to see, what's available. He also said something that was very, very awesome. And what that was that he said he doesn't want to be chosen because he's the only option. He wants to be chosen because she's really feeling him. And honestly, I can totally get that. You don't want to be the default guy. You don't want to be the default girl. Just because there's only so many people in the villa don't mean that, okay, I'm the only person. That's why I'm feeling you. So I'm glad that I like his personality. He's a thinker. He's really smart. He's laid back. He's chill. I really like Caleb. And I like where they're going to go. I just hope those two stay together. He even had a conversation with the guys, and, they was asking about what he thought about Cher. And he said there's a physical connection or attraction with Cher. However, he sees Justine not only as girlfriend, but wifey material. And I thought that was huge. I mean, you guys tell me what you think. He really, really like and see something deeper with Justine. And I really hope that, those two come back together once these couple days has passed and they really make this work, because I can really see some chemistry. I like Caleb's personality, so we'll see what will happen. All right, let's move it along with our fourth couple, Connor and Mackenzie. Now, here's the interesting thing before I get started on these two is that, how Connor was acting with Lauren. I was expecting his energy was going to be the same way, but he's opposite. And then Mackenzie is opposite of what I thought she was going to be. So let's jump into this. So there's this whole thing that's going on with Jalen and Mackenzie, and Jalen asked her, could you see yourself detaching yourself from Connor? And, she was able to pretty much have a conversation about Connor without Jalen even saying anything bad about him and things like that. And Mackenzie is like, I'm open. I'm going to let him have options. But at the same time, Mackenzie, you got a bear in his suitcase where you claim that you're spying on him. But I really, truly think, just like, she was having a conversation with the girls and how she was saying to them, hey, now that we have people here and I can really get to see something outside of Connor, then maybe, he don't have to be my only option. That's mature of her, but it's also like, okay, well, where do you really stand? Because the moment that you find, just say she finds out that he's doing something, she's going to spaz out over Connor. I know she is. So, it'll be interesting. Honestly, because Connor and her relationship is so toxic, I actually think I want her to pursue this thing with Jalen. I kind of want her out of that whole orbit. Unfortunately, Connor probably going to get hurt in the process, which, she's having that conversation with Moira about. But I don't know. Mackenzie obviously need to work on some things with herself. But at the same time, I really truly don't think she need to be with Connor because they're just too toxic together. And maybe Jalen might bring something else out of her that, they need to figure this out. So let's talk about Connor. Now, Mercedes is having multiple interactions. Connor is one of them. And she asked him, hey, where are you, with this whole thing? And, this particular conversation she's having with Connor is actually after that deep conversation ended with Johnny. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. But now she's interested in getting to know Connor because, Mercedes is like, look, you got a lot of stuff going on. It seemed like you guys are toxic. You look like you're lost. And Connor's like, well, I'm a passive, soft-spoken person. I need an escape. I really want to be myself. And I'm glad that I'm actually in this separate villa. And honestly, as much as I'm not feeling Mercedes, she did say something extremely important when she had that conversation with Connor, is that why is it that you can't be yourself around Mackenzie? And why do you have to be somewhere else to really be yourself? I mean, you should be able to be yourself and be accepted by your significant other. And I mean, unless it's something that's just like really out there, why can't she accept you to be who you are? And I mean, honestly, they're just not a good fit. They're just not. So we'll see where those two folks go. All right, so we definitely have a lot to unpack about this particular couple. Not too much on Cely because Cely is definitely remaining steadfast. But Mr. Johnny, I'm giving you the side eye right now. I'm not too happy with you today. I mean, you kind of did a little something and maybe give a little hope, but I don't know. I mean, he was definitely trying to hold out. And Mercedes was extremely aggressive with him. And I mean, he had to basically tell her, hey, baby steps, slow your roll. And the fact that, I'm still in with Cely. So I need you to know that. And then she had the nerve to say, you know what, from this point forward, I want to show you what I'm missing. And don't bring her name up ever again. And I'm like, yeah, okay. Whatever, girl. And I mean, Johnny is like, look, it's going to take a little bit more to turn my head. I need deep connections. And that's the thing about him. And I think because Cely and he has really connected on such a deeper level, it is going to be hard. But he's also a male who's visual. And Mercedes is an attractive girl. So he has an extreme sexual attraction to Miss Mercedes, which is really pulling on him right now. But it's interesting how he said he owed it to Cely to explore his options to see if it's real. Now, I guess you can look at that statement two ways. Some people look at that like, yeah, right, you want to play the field, you just using it as an excuse. But on the flip side of that, you need to see where your head is at and see where, if an option do come along, can you be easily persuaded? It lets you know how deep and how far in you are with the person that you're with. I wouldn't suggest that with everybody, to each its own, but they did share a kiss. They shared a kiss. They shared even more kisses. And I mean, looking at how they shared their kisses and the way, look at Johnny's eyes. I mean, how he's looking at her. I don't see connection there. I see more of, I want to jump you right now. And I don't mean in a bad way, but sexually. I mean, he definitely had some, I don't know if I want to say this, but I would think he would have got a boner on this one. So, I mean, honestly, it's just unfortunate. Oh my God, it was hard for me to watch because I've been rooting for him and Cely for so long, and he is just, I mean, he's really attracted to Mercedes. The question is, can he truly stay away from her? Because, I mean, it does get to a point as we go along. Johnny does tell her, you know, hey, I mean, yeah, I'm attracted to you, but when it comes to where my heart is, and even the guys told him, like, look, dude, Cely loves you. I think that was Caleb that told him that, you know, and it's like, what you gonna do? Do you want to break that girl's heart? I mean, Cely's all in. She's not, and she's even said it. She's like, hey, I don't see anybody I'm interested in that came into the villa. I'm holding out. And Caleb said, just like he said, you know, Cely loves you. Carrington was looking at that like, yeah, dude, I mean, you'll break that girl's heart because she's so all in. And I mean, that coincides with the conversation actually that she had with the girls in the dressing room, you know, with regards to how she feels. But Johnny has some big decisions he's going to need to make. He's wrestling with his head and his lower head, you know, in regards to what direction he want to go to. But I'm hoping his good sense wins this battle. I really do, because Mercedes is a pretty girl. She's extremely confident. He likes confident. That's what he likes in Cely. And as for Cely, I mean, she's concerned, you know. I mean, she knows that there's women over there and she's over here and she's feeling some kind of way. And, you know, she hopes that his connection with her is strong enough to withstand whatever temptation comes their way. I mean, she's hanging in there tough. She is, but can Johnny actually truly do that? I mean, she needs some hugs and some courage, because I can understand, you know, he's an attractive guy and they really built a connection. So Johnny is going to have to figure this out, you know. And Mercedes, there she is again. She has all the confidence in the world to walk in there and demand attention. And most guys, honestly, they like that. Now, let's talk about the sharing of the bed scene. I'm wondering, guys, what happened underneath those sheets? Now, they claim that there was only physical kissing and cuddling. Why did they have to cover the sheets up? Because, I mean, you could have did kissing and cuddling on camera. Y'all hid up under there. So what was y'all doing? And, of course, you know, the cameras cut out after that. But Johnny, I'm disappointed a little bit. You know, please bounce back. You guys, tell me what you think. I want to know down in the comments with regards to Johnny. Was this okay? Should he be exploring to see where his heart is? Or is this a situation where he just really screwed up? Because honestly, if Cely was to watch, just say they got together and they watched the playback of this, what is her response going to be? You know, because they were all over each other. I mean, so I'm curious to find out what Cely's reaction is. But let's talk about this particular interaction, because this is a sit-down conversation that Johnny had with Mercedes, and he's pulling away. You know, his head is where Cely is, and I kind of let out a breath of a sigh, like, whew, you know, because he told her, no harm, no foul, and I know that I have a physical connection with you, but I'm feeling Cely. That's where my heart is. And look like in Mercedes' confessional, she was kind of salty about being low-key rejected. When Johnny was telling her, I think I'm going to be good on you. I can't do this. I thought about it. And she even said that he was struggling. He was, after the cuddling stopped, he was struggling. But she also said, I need somebody that's into me. I don't need somebody that's got their head stuck somewhere else. And you know what, Mercedes? You are absolutely correct. If he's not all in and 100% with you, you do need to move on. So that, of course, led her into the arms of Connor. All right, so we have our Raunchy Races game, and whoever completes each event within a fast amount of time win a big party in the villa. So the first one was kissing push-ups, where you had to do a push-up. Each rep, you kissed the person. And it was so hilarious. And the thing about the Casa Amor team is that Johnny messed up because he was supposed to do it per rep and he didn't. He did it at the end of the rep. So, of course, they lost that particular round. And he was definitely not happy about that. He is extremely competitive. I've noticed that with any of the games and challenges that he plays. All right, so the next one is the shortest person kissed the tallest person 10 seconds. And of course, that was Cely, because she's the shortest person on that side. And then the tallest person on the other side, which was Caleb, kissed Janelle. And the winner of that one was Team Casa Amor. And of course, Cely was like, I kissed that dude for nothing. We didn't win that round. All right, the next one is whoever's the person is coupled up the longest, share a passionate kiss with a person of their choice. And of course, Mackenzie kissed Jalen because she's been in a couple a long time. And then on the flip side in Casa Amor, we had Connor kissing, I think that was Mercedes. Yeah, because by that time they had already started talking after the Johnny's breakup. So, of course, they did not win that one. That one went to the Villa crew. So they were excited about that one, and they're up 2-1 so far. So our next challenge is that all islanders must pass a cherry mouth to mouth to each person. And that was so hilarious. Even in the Casa Amora, they were doing it as well. And the funny thing about this one is that they were such in a hurry, is you had everybody just passing it no matter who it was. It wasn't a male to female type thing. They just kept it light, kept it fun, and that was cool, But on the other side, it was funny how Caleb, and I had to laugh at this one. Caleb was like, it sucked for him to be the last one because that means that 9 other mouths was on that one cherry. I don't blame you. I was feeling for Caleb because Caleb probably see that cherry coming down to him and like, ew. Everybody that passed that cherry. Everybody that passed that cherry on down and now it comes to me. But guess who won that one? Of course, which was Team Casa Amor. So they definitely won that one. And then the last one was all islanders must pair up with an islander of their choice and share a kiss. And I'm telling you, it looked like I hate to say it, looked like a freaking orgy. I mean, seriously, you had 5 couples just in whatever corner just making out. But it was so funny. And I know what the show was trying to do. I mean, a lot of times you can tell whether you're connected with a person through the chemistry that you have with a kiss. I have heard that. I don't know if it's scientifically true, but you can get a lot of nonverbal messages through kissing. And so with everybody's just choosing someone, they're hoping that folks make new connections. So we will see. But yeah, Caleb's face was priceless when he was talking about that dog on Cherry. And then, I found it interesting with this other girl, that he was talking to. What do you think about that girl, too? And the connection. I think her name is Cher. But what's up with Johnny again? After he had told her, I'm going to stick with Cely. What's up with this kiss right after the game? It ain't like you celebrating. Y'all didn't win. The score was 3-2 to the Villa team. So what was the kiss with Mercedes for, dude? And I mean, the guys is looking like, what in the world is going on with that? So honestly, Caleb is like, well, it's going to be interesting in this Villa. But tell me what you guys think about today's episode. I think they had a good time, with the particular game that they played, which was the Raunchy Races. And of course, like I said, Team Villa won over Team Casa Amor. But I don't think there were really any connections made. The only connection was that huge sexual attraction connection with Johnny and Mercedes. So I don't know. I just hope Johnny figures this thing out, because he's stand to really, really, truly hurt Cely with everything he's been doing with Mercedes. I mean, guys, you comment down below. Tell me what your thoughts was on this particular coupling that he's definitely going to have to make some decisions about. I mean, Connor, was pretty much interested in Mercedes too. But honestly, dude, you got to figure this thing out. All right, let's do our post notifications shout out for today's video. The first person I want to shout out is Kiana Dean. Thank you so much for engaging into the channel. Please, I love your comments. I really, truly appreciate it. Our second one is Cookie Girl to Cookie. Thank you so much for your engagement. Keep commenting. I see you comment all the time, so thank you so much. And then last but not least, Sharon Juki. I hope I pronounced your last name correctly. Thank you so much for engaging. You guys, if you want to be shout out, like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you next time.